Hey there, folks. How you doing? You know, ever since I was a wee little shit, I've always been fascinated with the concept of time travel. I mean, pretty much ever since I saw Back to the Future way back in '85, I always thought it'd be cool to have a time machine and go back in time and see what life was like for people way back when. And maybe even go into the future and see what kind of technological advancements awaited us all. You know, kind of like Rod Taylor. And in the world of pop culture, we obviously have no shortage of time travel related movies and TV shows. I mean, we got Back to the Future, The Time Machine, The Terminator, Bill and Ted, 12 Monkeys, The Time Traveler's Wife, Star Trek 4, Flight of the Navigator, Somewhere in Time, Idiocracy, The Lake House, Frequency, Time Cop, Doctor Who, Life on Mars, The Time Tunnel, and so on and so on and so on. But there's one TV show in particular that I was absolutely obsessed with. I mean, like, it was the coolest friggin' show I ever saw. And of course, I'm referring to the sci-fi drama masterpiece, Quantum Leap.
Death will swallow him. Oh boy.
Now, for those of you who are unaware of this fantastic show, Quantum Leap tells the story of a brilliant scientist named Sam Beckett, who builds a time machine that allows him to travel back in time so he can leap into other people's bodies in order to put right what once went wrong. And along the way, Dr. Beckett gets help from his good buddy Al Calavici, who appears as a hologram from the future in order to help out our hero in his journey. And after Sam Beckett completes his task, he immediately leaps away into another unfortunate person's life in order to help them out. And so on and so on and so on. Now, Quantum Leap ran from 1989 to 1993 on NBC, and as far as time travel TV shows go, this one had a fantastic premise with lots of possibilities. I mean, Sam could literally leap into anybody. I mean, like a famous rock star, a pro boxer, a bounty hunter, member of a biker gang. Even Dr. Ruth and Elvis Presley had their lives changed for the better thanks to good old Sam Beckett. And he could travel through pretty much any point in time, as long as it was during the course of his own lifetime, so pretty much any time from the early 1950s to the late 1990s. Except for that one episode where he went to the Civil War for some reason. Yeah, I don't know about that one. But usually Sam would only travel back and forth between those 4 decades, and I'm telling you, it made for great television. And it had me glued to the television, wondering what crazy adventures Sam would get into next. Now, even the best of television shows have a few episodes that I would consider to be less than perfect. I mean, there are some episodes out there that are just flat out stupid. And so today we're going to be taking a look at some of the more ridiculous and laughable episodes of what I consider to be a damn near perfect TV show. And so without further ado, let's take a gander at Quantum Leap's dumbest episodes. Well, hey there, folks. How you doing? So before we get into this video, I just wanted to take this opportunity to do a little bit of shameless self-plugging. Now, you're probably unaware of this, but I like to fancy myself as a bit of a novelist. And just very recently, I published my first in a series of adventure novels over on Amazon.com. And it's called Sisters of the Clouds. And it tells the story of 2 young sisters named Zooey and Moma, who are just a couple of kids growing up in a peaceful little village. But when their grandfather, who happens to be a brilliant scientist, is suddenly kidnapped by a group of ruffians, it's up to these 2 young sisters to launch a daring rescue mission. With the use of their grandfather's airship, Zooey and Moma must leave their tranquil village behind and venture into the great unknown. With peril lurking at every turn, the 2 sisters make friends and enemies alike on their epic quest to save their beloved grandpa. So if that's of interest to you, you can head on over to Amazon.com right now and get yourself a copy. And as of now, it's actually available on 3 different formats. That's right, one great story on 3 different formats. You can either get the Amazon e-Kindle book for just the low price of $4.99, or you can get the paperback version, like this one right here, for a measly $12.99. Or if you're a collector, you can even get the hardcover edition for just $19.99. So whether you're a fan of classic adventure stories, or if you're an avid reader just looking for something new and different, well, you could do a lot worse than picking up a copy of Sisters of the Clouds. So after this video, head on over to Amazon.com and get your copy of Sisters of the Clouds by D.W. Linscott today. Trust me, you'll be glad you did, but just don't take my word for it. Number 7, A Portrait for Troyan, Season 2, Episode 11. In this Season 2 episode, Dr. Beckett finds himself in the body of parapsychologist Dr. Timothy Mintz in the year 1971. So So the episode begins with Sam finding himself in the middle of a cemetery at night.
Uh-oh.
And soon he's summoned to a mausoleum by a woman named Troyan.
Did you hear him?
Oh boy.
Julian, you must have heard him.
I don't think so.
And she claims that she can hear the ghost of her dead husband calling her name.
But he kept calling my name over and over again. Troyan!
And then she has Sam take a look at some piece of machinery that she claims is registering the voice of her late husband.
These are Julian's voice prints, aren't they? This proves it's real.
Well, there is something.
Julian's been dead for 3 years.
The two then head back to Troyan's house where they're greeted by the housekeeper, the ever-sociable Miss Stoltz.
I've just cleaned the floor.
And they're also greeted by Troyan's brother Jimmy.
Jimmy, I heard Julian's voice again.
Oh, sis.
And Jimmy tells Troyan that she's wasting all her time and money on this ghost hunting venture and that her husband Julian is dead and he ain't coming back.
Julian is dead, and he's not coming back. It's terrible, and it's unfair, but that's the way it is, sis.
But Troyan just isn't having any of that.
Because I heard his voice.
So she goes to take a bath while Jimmy tells Sam, or rather Dr. Mintz, what he really thinks of him.
She came this close to entering a rubber room, and I'll be damned if I'm gonna let you put her there now. No, you're just here to find a ghost. So you can cash in on the big bucks, huh? The lecturing circuit, a book, maybe even a movie.
And shortly after, our favorite hologram Al shows up, and he gets freaked the F out by the creepy Miss Stoltz.
Strangers aren't welcome here.
She gives me the shivers. I think she can see me.
Al then tells Sam that the reason he's there is to prevent Troyan from drowning in the lake the same way their husband did.
Troyan Giovanni Claridge drowned in that lake out there. The body was never found.
And Sam thinks it's Dr. Mintz's ghost hunter mumbo jumbo that drives her insane.
I think this Dr. Mintz might be driving her over the edge with all this mumbo jumbo.
But Al really doesn't think that's the case.
This Tim Mintz is legit as they come.
Later that night, Troyan is awoken by the voice of her dead husband Julian. And then she follows a pair of wet footprints to Julian's study. And she completely freaks out when she finds a painting of hers, which she destroyed and threw in the lake 3 years earlier.
It's the painting she was working on for Julian's last book. I thought you destroyed it.
I did!
The next day, Troyan tells Sam about how Julian ended up falling in the lake and drowning, and Troyan feels all guilty about not being able to save him because she can't swim.
He started clowning around. Before I realized it, he was in the lake. By the time I realized anything was actually wrong, it was too late.
You can't swim?
No.
And then Jimmy shows up and he confronts Sam, and then Sam and Al get all freaked out because apparently Jimmy can hear Al, so Al bounces the F out.
I don't blame you.
Changing your voice isn't gonna scare me.
Sam, he can hear me, so I'm out of here.
Oh, voice throwing, this is getting good. And sound effects.
And then later on, Troyan goes to the mausoleum and almost gets killed in an earthquake. But Sam saves her and brings her back to the house. And then they have a little chat about Miss Stoltz, and Sam questions why Troyan hired her, but Troyan tells him that she's the only one who applied for the job, and that she actually worked there years before.
After Julian died, I ran an ad in the Lakeview Weekly, and she was the only one who answered it. She said she worked here as a girl, and she certainly knew her way around.
Back at the mausoleum, Sam realizes that his ghost hunter equipment can actually pick up brain waves, including Al's, and that pretty much explains how Jimmy was able to hear him.
Now, you think it's picking you up through my brain waves or direct?
I don't know, and I don't care. All I know is I don't want anyone other than you hearing me. Unless it's women.
Sam and Al then discover a hidden tape recorder that plays in a frequency that only women can hear for some weird reason.
Would it be possible to record a voice only to be heard by ears sensitive to high frequencies?
You mean like dogs?
Yeah, and some people, usually women.
And then Sam and Al deduce that it must have been Jimmy who put it there to frighten Troyan. Meanwhile, Troyan goes back to Julian's study to find the painting had been altered, with Troyan lying dead at the bottom of the lake. She then goes to the lake so she can join her husband. But some of Dr. Mintz's equipment is there, so Al uses it to try to convince Troyan not to go through with it.
Then what do you want?
I want you to live.
Then Jimmy shows up and he tells her that he was behind everything so that he could inherit Troyan's estate and get all her money.
I really thought I could quietly drive you to the funny farm, but I see that's not gonna happen. And now, I gotta kill my sister. Talk about your bad days. Now, why don't you do us both the favor and step off the dock?
Jimmy.
Al tries to stall Jimmy by pretending to be Julian, but Jimmy ain't buying it.
No, he's not.
How did you do that?
She didn't.
So he throws Dr. Mintz's equipment into the lake, along with Troyan. And then Sam shows up and knocks Jimmy into the lake before saving Troyan. But then Jimmy doesn't come back up. Later on, the police arrive and soon discover a whole shitload of bodies that were dumped in the lake over 100 years ago, including one familiar face. Back at the house, Miss Stoltz watches from an upstairs window before fading away, because apparently she was a ghost the whole time. Yeah, that's right. Apparently, in Quantum Leap, ghosts are a thing. And this isn't the only time that Sam actually encounters a ghost, because in the Season 4 episode, It's a Wonderful Leap, Sam actually encounters a very charming ghost named Angelita. So, yeah, ghosts. Number 6, The Beast Within, Season 5, Episode 19. So in this Season 5 episode, Dr. Beckett leaps into the body of a homeless Vietnam veteran named Henry Adams in the year 1972. And this episode starts off with Sam leaping into Henry's body as he's burglarizing some random family's house. And quickly, Sam is startled when the son of the family discovers Sam and he freaks the F out. Because the little shit doesn't think it was just some homeless guy breaking into his house. Nope, instead he insists that it was actually Bigfoot.
Bigfoot!
Bigfoot.
I swear it was him.
Oh boy.
And so, of course, Sam makes a hasty retreat into the forest. And soon he runs into Henry's buddy Roy, who's also a homeless vet, and apparently the two are just living it up in the vast forest of Washington State.
I'm starting to worry about you, Henry.
You are.
We better get out of here before Luke gets them dogs after us.
And later on, Sam gets a visit from Al, who gives him the deets on his particular leap.
You know I need them pills.
He's talking about phenytoin.
Phenytoin?
That's the ones. I don't want to have any more of them fits, Henry.
Sam, you can't let him get upset. Ziggy says there's a 95% chance he's going to have some kind of a seizure.
And it seems that Henry and Roy, along with two of their buddies, John and Luke, well, they served in Nam together. But then a tragic mistake ended up costing John his life, as well as destroying Henry's friendship with Luke.
You and Roy were in Vietnam together.
What happened to him?
He caught a bullet in the head. That's how come he's a little slow.
So when the three of them eventually returned to the States, Henry and Roy went out to live in the woods, while Luke became the town sheriff and ended up marrying John's widow and raising John's son Daniel, who just happens to be the little kid who caught Sam breaking into the house. And then Al tells Sam that the reason that Henry was breaking into that house that night was to get some much needed medicine for Roy, who suffers from a nervous disease after getting shot in the head in Nam. And he tells him that Roy used to get his meds from the town pharmacist, but the pharmacist actually recently died, so Roy's kind of up shit's creek.
What?
He died. The doctor died a couple of days ago. They're bringing up a replacement for him, and it's going to be here, Ziggy says, the day after tomorrow.
So when Roy has a seizure, Sam must rely on the woods to find something to help Roy until he can get better medicine.
So, what the hell is it we're looking for?
It looks like a weed, right? But it's got blue and white flowers that are split down the middle. It won't be as effective as the phenytoin, but it should buy us enough time.
That's the stuff.
This is it.
Meanwhile, Daniel's dumbass, still thinking he saw Bigfoot, he ventures out into the woods to find him. And soon he comes across Sam and Roy's camp.
Don't shoot!
And then Sam is forced to go into town to get some meds, but he's promptly arrested by Luke.
What do you say?
I say you're under arrest.
And while he's in jail, Al shows up and he tells him that Roy and Daniel are gonna die trying to find Bigfoot.
Well, history's changed. There's a 97% chance that they're both going to get found tomorrow, and when they get found, they're dead.
And luckily, Daniel's mom shows up and busts Sam out of jail. Meanwhile, Roy and Daniel are chilling when suddenly Daniel has an accident. Sam and Daniel's mom drive through the woods, but then they have a little accident, so they gotta hoof it.
Come on!
Then they find Roy, and Sam convinces him to crawl into the crevice to save Daniel.
Look, Roy, you want me to get in that hole, don't you?
It's the only way we're gonna save Daniel.
Easy. Push.
Did it. I knew you would.
And as they try to take Daniel to the hospital, they realize that their truck is still stuck on some rocks.
Miles.
Damn it!
What?
The truck is up on some rocks.
But what's this? Well, it seems that someone, or something, managed to free the truck. So they rush Daniel to the hospital, and everything turns out fine.
I'll see you in town.
But there's still one question left unanswered.
How did the truck get off the rocks?
I think I'm looking at it.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about that.
And so, in the world of Quantum Leap, I guess Bigfoot exists. Sure. But all things considered, compared to other episodes of Quantum Leap, this isn't really the dumbest episode I've seen, but it's still pretty friggin' stupid. And I'd also like to point out that this particular episode was written by none other than character actor John D'Aquino, who some of you may remember as Jimmy's brother Frank in the Season 2 episode Jimmy, as well as the Season 5 episode Deliver Us from Evil. So, there's that, I guess. Number 5, The Curse of Ptah-hotep, Season 4, Episode 20. So in this Season 4 episode, Sam finds himself leaping into archaeologist Dale Conway, who's at an Egyptian dig site in the year 1957. And the episode starts off with Sam Beckett traipsing through the tombs of an Egyptian pharaoh named Ptah-hotep.
Oh my God.
Say that again.
And Sam is absolutely overjoyed, stating that this trip is actually a dream come true.
In the tomb of Ptah-hotep. I've dreamed about this my whole life.
And then Sam and his fellow archaeologist Ginny, well, they discovered that the sarcophagus of Ptah-hotep had mysteriously disappeared.
Where's the sarcophagus? Where's Ptah-hotep?
And Ginny claims that it was most likely stolen by some tomb raiders.
Somebody beat us to him. Look at this. They probably broke it up and took it out in pieces.
And then back on the surface, Sam gets a visit from Al, and Al tells him that he should probably pack up his gear and get the hell out of Dodge, because according to history, Dale and Ginny actually disappear over the next few days and are never seen again.
She and Conway disappeared, that's this dig, and they were swallowed up without a trace.
Al also warns Sam of an incoming sandstorm that's going to completely bury Ptah-hotep's tomb and everything along with it.
Tell me exactly when they disappear. How much time do we have?
Sometime between now and March 15th.
But Sam really isn't hearing it, and instead he insists that he should just work faster before the storm arrives.
Well, the way to find out what happened is to stick around.
Oh, sure, yeah, and get swallowed up.
And then Sam and Jeannie's museum partner, Dr. Mustafa El Razul, well, he drives up.
Dr. Conway, how nice to see you. I see that you changed the location of your campsite. Imagine my surprise when I found that out, how do you say, the hard way.
Meanwhile, it seems that the dig site has been plagued with one setback after another. First, a snake finds its way into Dr. Conway's tent and eats his canary.
All right, okay.
And then the doctor's assistant gets poisoned and he ends up dying.
Damn insects! Holy terrors, one and all.
He's dead.
Oh my God.
And then when Dr. Razul tries to return the body to his family, his car breaks down. And then when another assistant tries to fix the car, he ends up getting killed.
Jack must have slipped.
Come on.
And of course, Al believes that all these accidents are just a result of the curse of Ptah-hotep.
All I'm saying is this place gives me the willies big time, and I think you should get the hell out of here.
But of course, Sam thinks that that's just silly.
Look, I know this place bothers you, but if you would just help me find the real burial chamber, you could leave.
Later on, Sam comes to the realization that maybe the sarcophagus wasn't stolen at all, but rather kept in a secret room. Sam then retrieves the jewel known as the Heart of Ptah-hotep, and soon he and Ginny get trapped in the tomb.
See?
Meanwhile, Dr. Razul tells Sam that he's going to drive to town to get some help.
Yes, I will go get help. Don't worry. I will get you out.
And then Sam realizes that the way out is to simply put the jewel back. So he and Ginny make it out of the tomb, and they find Dr. Razul, who didn't go back to town like he said.
Actually, I had every intention of going, but perhaps things would work out a great deal better for me if I just stayed.
He then forces Sam and Ginny back into the tomb, where he steals the Heart of Ptah-hotep. But luckily, Sam and Ginny get out of the room before they're trapped.
You did it, Sam.
But old Razul, well, he ain't so lucky.
Dr. Conway, I can't get the heart back in.
But then Sam, being the good guy that he is, actually tries to save Razul. But it's no use.
All right, go to the back wall.
And then we get some horrified screams from inside the room, and Sam has Al go inside to see what's going on.
We gotta get in there.
Don't look at me.
So Al reluctantly goes in, and then he immediately rushes out, scared shitless.
Don't like this. Ptah-hotep is killing him.
What?
Sam and Ginny then make it out of the tomb to safety. The end. And that was the curse of Ptah-hotep. And aside from ghosts and Bigfoot existing in this universe, apparently ancient Egyptian curses and resurrected mummies are also a thing. Sure, why not? Number 4, Blood Moon, Season 5, Episode 15. In this Season 5 episode, Sam finds himself in a most unsettling predicament. 1975 England. Ew. So this episode begins with Sam leaping into the body of Lord Nigel Corrington, a famous artist who's just taking a little nap in his coffin. When he's soon joined by his wife Alexandra, as well as his delightful butler Horst.
Does the master wish to inspect the livestock?
And they seem to be making preparations for some sort of ceremony that's going to be happening that evening.
I had Horst bring up some sheep from the village. For the ceremony.
Al then shows up and quickly freaks the F out.
What's the matter?
He then tells Sam about the guy he leapt into.
I think you've leaped into a vampire. You should see the guy in the waiting room. He looks like a cross between Bela Lugosi and a sick corpse.
But he still doesn't know why Sam's there, so Al takes off to find out.
Go away and don't come back until you find out why I'm here.
Well, I just hope Tina remembered to pick up my turtleneck from the cleaners.
Sam then joins his wife when their guests arrive.
They're here.
A fellow named Victor Drake and his girlfriend Claudia.
It's an honor to join you on this most sacred of nights.
And they're there to join Sam and Alexandra in celebrating the blood moon.
When you responded favorably to my letter requesting the privilege of joining you on the night of the blood moon.
And the four of them sit down for dinner when Al pops in.
I think we better talk for a minute.
And he tells Sam that Alexandra is going to get killed that evening by vampires.
Her body's found in the forest in a couple of days. When her body is found, it's completely drained of blood. Sam, admit it. You have leaped into a vampire.
And Sam obviously thinks that shit's ridiculous.
I cannot believe that there are guys out there running around in bad tuxedos, biting people on the neck.
Sam joins his guests, and they talk about the upcoming ceremony.
I trust everything's been prepared for the ceremony. Must be very satisfying to experience such a sacred event with such a hauntingly beautiful creature.
I know that the ritual involves some kind of sacrifice.
And then we get a little backstory on Alexandra.
I never knew my mother and father. They left me in a boot box on the steps of a small church when I was only a few hours old. I grew up in a room with 20 other girls just like me. I lived on the streets. Until I met you.
And then Victor gives Sam a little token of friendship.
It belonged to Count Bathory himself.
I've never seen anything like it. Must be worth a fortune.
At least.
Victor and Claudia then invite Sam for a little three-way action, but Sam politely declines.
Join us.
What?
I want to bathe in your power.
I can assure you Claudia is quite energetic.
Some other time, perhaps.
And then Al comes back with some more info on the blood moon.
You're not gonna laugh when I tell you about the blood moon. It's this very sacred night that happens once every 10 years when the Walking Dead honor the name of Count Bathory. Legend has it that he was personally responsible for the ritualistic deaths of 650 virgins. And ever since then, it's been required for the vampires to offer up a sacrifice in his name.
And this is what Ziggy thinks happened to Alexandra.
Sam then hears a scream, and as he joins Alexandra, they find that someone killed their dog. And just then, old Victor shows up looking suspicious as hell.
How did it happen?
I was just about to ask you the same question.
Sam wants to call off the ceremony, and he tells Victor and Claudia to hit the bricks after one last toast. But Victor and Claudia have other ideas. Sam wakes up tied to a table, and Victor explains his evil scheme.
Don't worry. Soon you'll be together again. For eternity. I want your soul. More directly. Your blood.
And just when Claudia is about to take out Sam, our boy Horse shows up, and he saves the day.
Horse.
And then, as Victor's about to sacrifice Alexandra, he has himself a little accident. Then Sam sends Alexandra away, just in case the dude that Sam leapt into comes back and he tries to do her harm.
I think you should leave here. I want you to take this and sell it. You should get a lot of money for it. And I want you to go as far away as you can from here. You hear me?
Then before he leaps, Sam tries to see what he looks like, but he has no reflection. Dun, dun, dun. That was Blood Moon. And apparently vampires are a thing as well, because it's the 5th season, so you might as well just throw everything out there. Dome. Number 3, The Boogeyman, Season 3, Episode 5. In this Season 3 episode, things take a spooky turn when Sam finds himself leaping into horror novelist Joshua Ray in the year 1964. So the episode starts with Sam leaping into some creepy-ass house where he finds a book on witchcraft.
Witchcraft in America?
He then wanders around the house and he's soon startled by 2 people in masks. Sam then hits his head and he blacks out. When he comes to, he learns that the 2 people are Joshua's fiancée Mary and his assistant Stevie. And then he learns that the reason the house looks so spooky is because it's Halloween and they're turning the place into a haunted house for the neighborhood kids.
Hey, do you need any more gopher guts or anything? No, I think we got enough gopher guts.
Mary and Stevie then get back to work making preparations for the Halloween party. And before he leaves, Stevie declares that one day he's going to write the scariest book ever written.
One of these days, I'm gonna write the scariest book in the whole wide world. Except then nobody'd probably buy it.
And then Mary asks Sam on how he's going to kill some woman.
You're worried about how to kill him, aren't you? I know it's a problem.
And Sam's like, what the frig? I'm not going to kill anybody.
I don't want to kill anybody.
Well, if you don't, I don't know what you're going to do.
But then he realizes that Mary's just talking about a character in one of Joshua's books.
Unless you rewrite the whole book.
And then Sam meets the local handyman named Tully, who's standing on a ladder while working on the house.
You know what they say, don't you? Them that dance with the devil are bound to get scorched.
Then Sam sees some random goat just chilling outside near the ladder. Then all of a sudden, poor Tully has himself an accident and he gets killed.
He's dead.
Later on, the local sheriff arrives, and Sam tries to tell him that Tully died because of the goat.
Can you describe it?
It was a goat.
But both Mary and the sheriff claim they never saw a goat.
Josh, you don't have a goat.
It was right there.
Afterwards, Sam yells at Al for not warning him sooner about Tully, and that he could have saved his ass.
I could have saved him, Al, if I had a little warning.
Then Al says that he never even knew about Tully.
Don't blame me or Ziggy. We knew nothing about this.
And that the reason Sam's there is to save his fiancée, Mary.
Tonight, at midnight, she's found strangled in the church spook house.
Then, as Mary passes between Sam and Al, she seemingly senses Al's presence. Sam then goes to his office to talk to Al in private, and he notices a freshly written paragraph on the typewriter describing Tully's death.
Tully toppled off the ladder and crashed to the ground. He never got up again. This wasn't here before.
Soon after, the neighbor lady named Dorothy pays a visit.
Thank goodness I'm still not too old to carry a pitcher.
It's on the counter next to the stove, buried between some pumpkins.
I'll find it.
And then Sam hears a scream from the kitchen, and when he goes to investigate, he finds Dorothy lying dead on the floor with Joshua's pet black mamba nearby.
She's dead.
And then Al suggests that Mary is behind the deaths of Tully and Dorothy.
I told you, Al, she didn't do it. She couldn't have. Just look at her eyes.
You're a scientist, Sam. You got to explore all possibilities.
Later on, Sam and Mary are having a heated discussion.
You called me a demented psychopath.
No, I didn't. A lot of strange things have been happening.
You think I killed Tully?
No. Yes.
And Dorothy?
No.
Yes.
And a nearby skull suddenly flies off the shelf, barely missing Sam as it smashes into the wall.
You're calling me a murderer!
And then Mary starts having a seizure, and Sam rushes her to the hospital.
Ziggy's never said anything about her being epileptic.
Ziggy hadn't said a lot of things.
Sam then swings by Mary's house, and as he takes a look around, he finds a bulletin that lists both Mary, Tully, and Dorothy as deacons of the local church.
It's the church bulletin for Coventry Presbyterian. Look at the Board of Deacons.
Mary Greeley, Tully Moulton, Dorothy Yeager.
And then the sheriff arrives, and he asks Sam why he's there.
Mary asked me to come by and pick up some of her things.
Really?
Yeah.
The two talk, and then Sam drives off. But while he's driving, he realizes he's being followed by a pickup truck. And then a black cat suddenly jumps out from out of nowhere.
Where'd you come from?
And then Sam sees young Stevie standing in the road, so he quickly swerves to miss him, and he ends up driving off the road.
Hey, Mr. Ray! Hey, Mr. Ray! Are you all right?
Sometime later, Sam drives back to the hospital, but along the way, he sees the sheriff's car crashed off the side of the road, and the sheriff dead.
Sheriff.
So Sam returns to his house and he finds Mary. He tells her that the sheriff is dead, but then the sheriff steps out from the kitchen.
Well, it's about time.
Sam then grabs him, and the sheriff turns into Al. Sam then realizes it's not really Al at all. And then the real Al shows up, and he's like, what the frig?
Oh, Sam, this is not good.
And then we find out that the fake Al is actually the devil, and he is none too pleased with Sam and all his heroic deeds.
Who are you?
Good and bad. God.
The devil. Why are you doing this?
To put an end to your meddling. Who gave you the right to go bungling around in time, putting right what I made wrong?
The two then struggle as the room starts spinning, and then Sam falls down the stairs. And when he comes to, he's back to where he started when he first leapt in.
Nothing, I'm fine.
He then sees Mary and Al, and as Al tries to tell Sam why he's there, Sam quickly races upstairs and he saves Tully just before he plummets to his death.
Oh, Sam! Oh, you knew what to do before I even told you.
And later on, as Stevie gets a ride home from his mom, we learn that Stevie is none other than horror writer Stephen King.
Stevie
King.
Hey, Cujo!
Bye-bye, Sam.
Now, all in all, this episode wasn't total garbage. I mean, it was pretty spooky and entertaining, but the whole devil thing was kind of dumb. However, it does have the distinction of being the first episode where we get to see Al's cool new hand link. So at least there's that. Number 2, Starlight, Starbright, Season 5, Episode 6. And in this Season 5 episode, our boy Sam has himself a close encounter. So we began the episode with Sam leaping into the body of an elderly gentleman named Max Stoddard in the year 1966. And before he can even get his bearings, Sam's already dealing with some crazy ass shit. And as Sam is calling to the heavens, he's soon joined by his grandson Tim, right before the cops arrive and they escort them home.
Major bummer.
I found him in the woods out by the hospital. I guess I'll be on my way.
And then they get bitched out by Sam, or rather Max's son John, because apparently Max has been going out every night claiming to see aliens and shit.
Well, you got a long way this time, Dad, especially in your slippers.
And of course the whole family just thinks that he's getting fruity.
You haven't talked about anything but saucers and spaceships for 2 months now.
Al shows up a little later, and they have a chat about UFOs.
I mean, you'll never guess what it was. I mean, it was the most beautiful thing.
Saucer.
Well, no, it wasn't exactly a saucer, see, because it wasn't that flat. It was more like a bowl.
Your name is Maxwell Stoddard, and you're convinced that you've been seeing UFOs.
I did see one.
And Al tells Sam that he should probably keep a lid on the whole alien thing, because his son John is planning to have the old coot committed.
You don't realize that in less than a week, your son John is going to have you committed to the local mental hospital.
But Sam thinks that he's there to prove Max right.
Al, the man is no more crazy than I am. And if I can get back to those woods, I can prove it to you.
And while he's chatting with Al, his son catches him, and now he definitely thinks that he's Looney Tunes.
He's gotten worse. We just can't give him the care that he needs.
The next day, John and Tim have a heated discussion over Tim's future.
You don't even know who I am. I mean, college isn't right for everyone. I want to be a musician.
Or a long-haired hippie bum. You can either go to City College or come to work with me.
And then Sam has a chat with John, and he tries to convince him that he's not nutty.
I never said you were insane.
But you think that I'm losing touch, right? I don't care what you think, I'm not crazy.
And then Sam takes a stroll, and he has a chat with Al.
For Max's sake, you gotta get off this UFO stuff. Look, in a town like this, everybody talks. That old coot Max is babbling to everybody, and you're not helping anything.
Unknowingly being washed by some military dinks.
The man talks to himself. Any testimony he gives us will be compromised.
And Sam is adamant about proving that aliens exist, but Al thinks it's a dumb idea.
All right, then listen to me. I have spent my whole life learning to be a trained observer.
I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. You're still here to keep Max Stoddard from dying in some state-run bedlam.
I know that. If I can prove that UFOs exist, I mean, it's as equally as important as Project Quantum Leap itself.
And the military dinks really want to find out what Sam knows about UFOs.
We've got plenty of other subjects.
Not who've kept notes like Stoddard, or written articles. I think maybe the state hospital just might be the safest place for Maxwell Stoddard after all.
Sam then goes to see Tim, who's planning to run away from home.
Lanny's picking me up tonight. We're going down the village.
When are you coming back?
I'm not, Pop.
You're running away?
But Sam talks him out of it.
You're also old enough to know that this is a bad idea. Look, your dad wants you to stay in school, right?
Right. Community college. They don't even have music classes.
What if there was a way you could do both? Look, what if you went to college in New York during the day and then you got a job at night playing the guitar?
No, my dad would never go for it.
Hey, look, you don't know that.
We.
Yeah, I'll help you. I'm sure your mom will too.
Then Sam gives Tim a little guitar lesson. And John is none too thrilled.
What the hell is this?
At dinner, John and Tim have an argument, and Tim takes off.
Tim wants to play music, you want him to go to school. I don't see why he can't do both. We were talking about using his talent to help pay part of the tuition.
I can play clubs at night and go to school in the day.
And when do you study? If Pop here had offered to feed me and put me up while I went to college on his nickel...
Newsflash, Dad, I'm not you.
Don't you ever use that tone with me again.
That's the way you want it.
Al then shows up and tells Sam that Tim is going to end up dead from a heroin overdose later on in life.
He winds up on a slab at Bellevue, overdosed on heroin.
So Sam has to find a way to keep that from happening.
I can't tell you the number of musicians whose lives have been cut short because... Actually, I can't. You remember Jimi Hendrix? I was telling you about him?
Yeah, what about him?
Okay, remember his name. Jim Morrison, Brian Jones.
He's in the Stone.
But not for long.
Elvis.
Right. And Elvis. Every one of those people I just told you about, their deaths are all drug-related. I want you to remember this conversation, okay? And remember those people's names. And you remember that we had this talk.
This is brilliant. His odds are improving.
You promise?
I promise.
Okay.
That's it, Sam. He's safe now.
Thank God.
When Tim and Sam get home, they're greeted by the military dinks, and they want to talk to Sam about the UFOs he's been seeing, and they set up an appointment for the next day.
You didn't.
These men are part of a special government project.
We investigate unexplained events that might have a bearing on national security.
UFOs.
You're rather well known in these parts for your interest in the subject. We thought we could talk.
That'd be great. See? I told you could have faith in me.
Ziggy says don't trust him, Sam. They're big-time nozzles.
Why don't we arrange to meet tomorrow? Somewhere comfortable given how much you have to tell us.
And then we learn it was a bit of a ruse to help John put Sam in a mental facility.
We thought the appointment idea might give you a chance to take him to a care facility without him struggling.
The next day, the family puts Sam in the hospital.
You're making a terrible mistake.
Pop.
It is innocent. Please. Just let me go, please.
And guess who shows up?
Shall we get started?
So the military dinks drug Sam and they start questioning him, and Sam spills the beans on the whole Quantum Leap project.
Dr. Samuel Beckett.
No. What is the date?
May 1st, 1999. Project Quantum Leap. Travel in time.
Just then, Max's family make a daring rescue.
Let's go. You don't know what you're doing.
We're taking my father away from you.
And Sam takes them into the woods.
This way.
Sam! Are we lost?
But when the military dinks catch up, they're all soon joined by some old friends. Proving Max and Sam right all along.
Well, I'll be, Dad. You were right all along.
A self-illumination.
Sam then goes to say hello before he leaps away.
Hello.
And of course, it was only a matter of time before aliens find their way into Quantum Leap. I mean, at this point, the writers are just like, screw it, let's get dumb. Number 1, The Wrong Stuff, Season 4, Episode 7. So in this ridiculous-ass episode, Dr. Beckett finds himself in a place where he never thought he'd wind up, in the body of a friggin' chimpanzee. So the episode begins with Sam leaping into the cockpit of a space shuttle right before it's about to take off.
Ignition.
But as it turns out, it's not a real space shuttle, but just a simulator.
Abort the mission!
You all right? Let's get you out of here. Come on. It's okay.
And then the simulation ends, and Sam soon comes to the horrifying realization that he's actually in the body of Bobo, a chimpanzee. That's being used by the government to enter the space program.
Bobo, since when have you been so modest?
Bobo.
Oh, no.
Al shows up, and he has a good laugh over Sam's predicament.
You're lucky you didn't leap in as a bullfrog.
He then tells Sam that he has to get Bobo into the space mission, or else they're going to have to put him down.
Tomorrow, they're going to pick the 2 top chimps to send up into outer space. You just have to see to it that Bobo's one of the 2 finalists, that's all.
So if I don't keep Bobo in the space program, he's gonna vanish?
Sam is then returned to his cell, and this caretaker scientist lady named Dr. Ashton tries to feed him, but then Sam realizes that he's eating caterpillars, and for some weird reason, he kind of loses his appetite.
Caterpillars. Bobo.
Later on, Sam's being tested again, and just fails miserably.
Apparently, you're supposed to flip the corresponding switch to where the colors come up on the board there. Yeah, flip that. That's it. Ah! What happened? It's the thing. It just shocked my foot. What?
Afterwards, Al tells Sam that Bobo and his girlfriend Corey end up dying from massive head trauma.
There's an autopsy report for chimp number 52. The cause of death for chimp number 52 was massive head trauma.
Later on, 2 douche canoes take Corey to a doctor named Winger, who uses chimps to create better space helmets.
Al, what's gonna happen to Corey?
There's an autopsy report says that chimp number 63 died of massive head trauma on January 25th, 1961.
Dr. Ashton then notices that Corey's missing, and Sam somehow manages to tell her that Dr. Winger has her to test out a new helmet.
Out that door.
Someone took her?
Yes.
Doctor.
Yes, doctor, yes.
Winger? Dr. Winger took her?
Yes.
Oh, you two would be great at a party.
What kind of research is Dr. Winger doing?
It's dead.
Head? Dr. Winger is doing head impact research on chimps?
So Dr. Ashton confronts Winger, and she gets Corey back.
No, I'm testing helmets. I'm not bashing in brains.
How many chimps have you killed testing helmets?
And then later on, Dr. Winger has the two douche canoes bring Sam to him.
This is where Bobo disappears, Sam.
And Sam puts up a good fight, but is ultimately tranquilized. And as he's about to have his skull crushed in, Al manages to wake up Sam, and Sam manages to escape along with Corey.
Hurry up! This way! Come on!
And as they make a hasty retreat, they're chased by Winger. And with freedom just within reach, Dr. Winger ends up falling into a lake, and Sam decides to save him.
Can't let him drown.
And then Dr. Winger realizes that maybe chimpanzees are people too, or some kind of shit, and so he shuts down his little head-crushing operation.
You're making a big mistake.
No, I'm not. I'm correcting one.
And the chimpanzees all live happily ever after. The end. And that was the wrong stuff, and it was stupid as shit. Now the writers try to explain that the reason Sam could leap into a chimp was because chimps and humans have pretty much the same DNA, but still, I'm gonna call horseshit on this one. So let's just recap here for a second, shall we? Now first of all, we have a man who could travel through time and inhabit the bodies of other people throughout history, which is perfectly fine for me. I mean, that's pretty much the basis of the show. I mean, that's the entire premise. So having suspension of disbelief on that particular aspect, that's perfectly fine. However, on top of that, in the world of Quantum Leap, Bigfoot exists, vampires exist, ghosts exist, the devil exists, and he's petty as shit. Ancient Egyptian curses and resurrected mummies are a thing. Aliens exist. And chimpanzees exist. And that was my list of the 7 dumbest episodes of Quantum Leap. Now, just to be clear here, I actually do like these episodes. Like, I think they're fun and entertaining, and I've seen them all numerous times. But at the end of the day, you gotta kind of sit back and point out all the things that are just friggin' retarded. So until next time, folks, see ya.